1 teaspoonful for acute indigestion, take 2.
So Rimmer is trying his hand at cooking, but naturally it's difficult for a hologram since he has to rely on the scutters.
You say, keep an eye on that lamb. And they do. They sit there for 3 hours and watch it burn.
Gotta love those scutters. Anyway, the mail pod has arrived.
Friday the 13th, part 1649.
I love that about 80s media. Due to the oversaturation of movie sequels, they joked that in the future the movies they'd been watching would still be around but have like hundreds of sequels. See the Jaws 19 gag in Back to the Future 2 for another example. Oh, and VHS tapes would still be around, only triangular for some reason.
Look, Casablanca. They've remade Casablanca.
Philistines. I mean, how can you remake Casablanca? The one starring Myra Binglebat and Peter Beardsley was definitive.
That, however, was oddly prophetic. There's also a year's worth of news broadcasts and some total immersion video games.
Well, they're computer games, aren't they? But electrodes are inserted into your frontal lobes and hypothalamus, right? So you actually feel as though you're really there.
As Lister continues to go through the mail, he comes across a tax bill.
8,500.
How on tight are you going to pay for that, eh?
Well, I'm not. It's yours.
What?
Relax. It doesn't matter now. They're not going to catch you now, are they?
What do you mean? Just because we're 3 million years into deep space and the human species is extinct? That means nothing to these people. They'll find us. God, I'll be worrying about this all the time now.
He also comes across a letter from Rimmer's mum.
Dear Rimmer, is this from your mum?
That's Mumsy.
I write to inform you that your father is Dad. Well, of course he is.
My father is dead.
What?
My father is dead.
Your father's dead, Rimmer.
Nice one, Lister.
Oh, way.
So, it's been 3 million years, so obviously everyone they knew is dead. But getting the letter about it still hits Rimmer kind of hard.
You must have been pretty close.
Close? I hated him. I detested his fat, stupid guts, the pop-eyed, balding git.
And are you ready to discover more about just how messed up Rimmer is, and why? Well, his dad didn't make it into the Space Corps due to being slightly too short, so he became obsessed with his kids joining the Space Corps, and he racked them so the height thing wouldn't be an issue.
At mealtimes, he'd ask us questions on astronavigation. If we got them wrong, no food. And I nearly died of malnutrition.
Oh my god. This is a comedy, right?
Oh, it doesn't mean to say I didn't respect him, didn't look up to him. It was only natural. It was my father.
The scene is so heavy, I almost don't even know what to say about it.
I wanted him to be proud of me. Just once. And now...
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Rimmer's reaction to Cat here kind of reflects my own. I love him to death, but he really killed the mood there.
I'm so hungry, I just have to eat. Rimmer's dad's died. I prefer chicken.
Wow. Groovy Channel 27. They actually referenced that in Future Echoes.
When was the last time you saw a dead newsreader?
Channel 27, have a hologram reading the news.
Oh, groovy, funky Channel 27.
And you'll notice that the host is a hologram.
Listen. Pause!
Rimmer and the cat don't interact much, but whenever the cat does something weird or annoying, watch Rimmer. His expression is usually hilarious.
Techno news, the new sensation sweeping the solar system is the total immersion video game Better Than Life.
Title drop.
Better Than Life is able to detect all your desires and fantasies and then make them come true.
Suddenly, Rimmer is joining them.
Brilliant!
That's vaguely disturbing. So they enter the game, which conveniently looks completely lifelike due to it being in the future and this is a low-budget show.
Look! Look!
Rimmer is a Napoleon fanboy. I think that's all that needs to be said there.
Gentlemen, welcome to Better Than Life.
So it turns out that there's a restaurant only a few miles away and they can get there however they want. So, naturally, Lister and the cat ditch Rimmer. Nice. The thing about Better Than Life is that you can't tell it what you think you want. It digs things out of your subconscious. Spoiler, this is gonna prove a problem for Rimmer.
Magruder!
Oh god, it's Yvonne Magruder again. I think that's the third time she's come up. At the restaurant, Lister orders caviar vindaloo.
I never thought I'd see the day when I could eat something as classy as this, you know.
And chugs champagne from a beer mug. Classy indeed.
It's a good year.
Ha, the host just did the Rimmer salute. I don't think I caught that before.
I was driving along, and suddenly there was Magruder.
Rimmer, you can touch things.
I know. Why do you think I was so late?
And there's that gesture again. And there's the salute again.
Admiral Rimmer, sir.
Shortly afterward, Rimmer gets a sudden invitation. Yeah, just remember not to have your gazpacho soup heated this time.
Do excuse me.
I suspect that Rimmer's always wanted to do that. Meanwhile, at the captain's table...
Well, I can't actually remember exactly what I said to him, but it was one of the most enormously cruel and frighteningly witty put-downs ever.
Sir, I know it's the most awful bore, but would you mind just signing this?
My Incredible Career by Admiral A.J. Rimmer. There you go, laddo.
Thank you, sir. Gosh, I'll be the envy of the Academy.
By the way, there's a great outtake for this bit.
Gosh, I'll be the envy of the Academy.
You certainly will, you little git, right?
I love it when they stay in character between takes and during parts where their voice isn't going to be used. And there's Rimmer's dad.
Father.
Son.
Yes?
I just wanted to say, you're a total snakehead.
This isn't my fantasy. No, it's mine.
Was that payback for pinching his cheek earlier? I bet it was. Either way, that's only the beginning. And now he and Yvonne Magruder have 6 kids and she's about to pop out another one.
My brain's rebelled. It just won't accept nice things happening to me.
Oh yeah.
It just keeps fantasizing the horribleness.
Mr. Arnold Judas Rimmer.
Oh wow, I think that's the first time we've heard Rimmer's middle name. Yes, on top of everything else, his middle name is Judas. But they don't actually address why until season 10. And remember that letter about the tax he owed and the irrational fear he had about someone coming after him for it? And it gets worse.
Where's all my money gone?
Oh no, I just fantasized it all away.
And worse still.
A huge black furry spider with big teeth just crawled up your trouser leg.
I know, I just put it there.
Still going.
Our faces have been smeared with jam. We're about to be eaten alive by killer ants.
So they end the game, and as they're leaving...
I did.
What, we're still in the game?
It turns out they're still in the game after all.
Now where's those little thummies?
And so ends Better Than Life. Good lord, does it ever suck to be Rimmer. He just never gets a break. As for Better Than Life, it also showed up in one of the Red Dwarf novels with the same name. It was obviously toned down a lot and simplified for this episode, but in the novel the game was so immersive that not only did you completely feel that you were really there, the game made you forget when you started playing it, so it would feel like a seamless transition and you would totally lose touch with the real world and you could actually starve to death. Needless to say, it was incredibly addictive and I think eventually outlawed. It was a while back that I listened to the audiobook and I didn't finish it. From what I gather, the book mostly took place within their fantasies, and Crichton had to try to get them out of it before they withered and died. So yeah, it was kind of dark. Again, it had a similar effect on Rimmer there that it did in this episode. This is only the first instance of a total immersion game in this series, but in seasons 6 and 7 we get to see about 4 more of them. It's kind of a convenient way to move the story off the ship and give the creators a bit more freedom, kind of like the holodeck in Star Trek. Oh, and fun fact, there was a scene they filmed that they ended up not using. See, it needed to take place at the beach, but there weren't really any warm beaches nearby at the time, so it was one of those cases where the actors had to pretend that it was nice and sunny while they were actually freezing. It just did not turn out well.
We're in the Bahamas and shit.
Which I'm actually kind of glad for, since I think it just doesn't suit the cat to wear shorts. Next up is Thanks for the Memory, because apparently Rimmer just didn't get enough abuse in this episode. See you then.
Well, I better sign off now. See you all. Bye. How'd you turn this off then?
You were playing postal chess with him, were you?
A chance to lock horns with an intellect of that calibre, I'd be a fool not to.